KTM 690 Enduro R. For dummies. Is it a good bike? Is it a reliable bike? Is it worth the money? Would you buy one again? Yeah, well, we're going to get into it. We're going to talk about it on the Rant and Ride.
Look what happened. I woke up in a big old ton of money. Hey, all you KTM guys, come on. I'm Team Warren. Don't think I'm coming down on you. I, on the other hand, and you on the other hand, and a lot of people on the other hand, so why don't we have a 450? As a competitor, do a lot of bikes. But here's my thinking.
Hey, what's going on, guys? 690ADV, 690ADV.com. Rant and Ride Friday. What is happening? Hope everybody had a fantastic week. Don't forget, website, go get in there, sign up, get yourself some free decals. We're trying to get them out weekly now. We're trying to get them out weekly. We're trying to get better about it. But anyway, go sign up, get in there, be part of it. Don't forget, giveaway coming up on screen. You'll see that. On to the Rant and Ride. KTM 690 Enduro R for dummies. The reason I say for dummies is this is really for people that have never ridden this bike or sat on it or pulled the throttle or ever done anything. That's what it's for, is to let you know all the really good about it, what is awesome about it, and what's not so awesome about it. And if you're thinking about getting one to maybe either point you in the right direction or point you in the direction to get away from it, on getting a KTM 690 Enduro R, because it is its own animal. I will tell you that. It is its own animal. And it is a fantastic bike, but it does have its flaws. But anyway, like I said in the beginning, the 690 Enduro R for dummies, is it good and reliable? Is it worth the money? And would I buy another one somewhere down the road? Well, let's just get into, is it good and reliable? Let's talk about all the really neat things about this bike that you should consider if you're thinking about getting one or thinking about putting one into your stable. It's like Grand Central Station around here. Anyway, what is it about this bike that makes it fantastic, or that makes people drool over this bike? Well, first things, it's the horsepower. This thing has tons and tons of power, man. I mean, I could pull the wheel up just like right there, just by power throttling. It is just fantastic. So it's got lots of power. So it's going to do a really good job on the road. Not only on the road, but off-road too, which is really nice as well. So it's got plenty of horsepower. It can also get tons of aftermarket parts. So whatever you can think of, you can turn this into a whatever you want it, man. A rally bike if you want to. From carrying extra fuel to panniers to tank bags, soft bags, different fenders, you can really outfit these 690s any direction you want to. It just depends on how much you want to spend. So there's just tons and tons of things that you can do to this bike that you can make it your own, which is really nice. That's what's really cool about it. It's got tons of clearance, so it's right at 11 inches of clearance. So if you want to get off-road, it's an Enduro, for God's sakes. It's made for the dirt. But man, make no mistake, she's good on the highway too. But anyway, the tire selection for it, 2118, that opens up a whole slew of tires, from street tires to dirt tires to whatever tires you want to put on this bike. They're there, man. You can go get them. The other cool thing is the Enduro R, you can turn it into a supermoto if you want to. You can turn it into a super motard if you want to. That's really cool. So you can have two sets of wheels. So if you're out motoing and you're getting out in the thick, getting dirty, getting in that dirt, well, guess what? 2118. If you want to go super motard, put on the super motard tires, and then now you go bust down the twisties and all that good stuff. You know what I'm saying? So that's really cool about it too. So you can stock extra tires. The handlebars, fantastic. They are nice, man. Very comfortable, big and wide. They're upright. It's very comfortable when you're riding. It cuts down on fatigue. There's very little vibration in a 690. Even though it's a giant thumper, it's got very little vibration. It's not that bad. Now at low revs, yes, it does. In just oodles and ootles of power. But other than that, yeah, the handlebars are nice. There's not a whole lot of vibe in them, which is really, really cool. Onto the braking system. Brembos, man, just spare no expense. Those things are fantastic. They work so good. I mean, they will stop on a dime. They do such a great job. All of your high performance, your high-end motorcycles all have Brembos, and if they don't, they should put them on there because they are nice. You can literally just stop on a dime, which is really, really cool. So with that being said, it's just really, really nice. Fuel mileage on this bike. I strap an extra 1.5 gallons on here, but guess what? It gets 50 miles to the gallon, man. At least 50. That's what I tracked on basically on my Garmin. I was getting somewhere between 50 52 miles to the gallon, so it gets really, really good fuel mileage, which is nice. And it's 3.1 gallons, so that's not bad. That puts me at about 150 range. So you can punch the miles down. If you're carrying an extra gallon, you're at 200-mile range, more than you'd want to do. So that's really nice too. Highway manners. This bike will keep up and ride with all of them. I don't care what anyone says. Now, you're not going to be able to do 500 like a 1200 GS, but I'll tell you what, if you're chewing up 110s, 120s, 150s on a moto adventure, she'll do it, man. She will do it, no problem. It's not that bad. And if you've got the right tire, guess what? It's smooth, man. It's smooth. She hums at 80. No problemo. She does a great, great job going between 80 and 90. Uphill, downhill, it doesn't matter. And then when she gets off-road, yeah, she basically, that's where she shines. That is where she shines. She does such a fantastic job off-road. So, and that's what it is, man. It's an Enduro, but gosh, she's got such good street manners. Weight. The weight of this bike, 308. She's going to be somewhere between 330 and about 335 pounds wet. That's nothing, man. For 67 horsepower, are you kidding me? This girl right here, she will flat get it. She will get it pound for pound. And her size, there's not another bike that is even in the same category except for probably the 701 that we're talking for street. So, I mean, it's just a great bike. Pound for pound, this is probably quintessentially the top enduro dirt bike that is street legal, that will actually get out and you can adventure on. Adventure, okay? I'm not talking about just, doing, 500 miles off-road or whatever, but I'm talking about getting out, for like a 2-day. I'm talking about getting out and doing 1,000 miles, 1,000 miles. The intervals of maintenance on this bike is not bad. 750 break-in to about 1,000, and then you're going to be somewhere between 6,000 and 10,000 K, depends on what year model you got. So you're going to be around 3,000, 6,000 miles. That's not bad. That's not bad for this bike. And everybody complains how expensive it is for an oil change. It's not. Do your research. We're going to put some of that down in the description for you. But anything that you've got questions about on this bike, in this video, or any other video, comments, man. Tell me all about it. I'll do all the research I can. I'll help you out. And don't forget, 690adv@gmail.com. Email me. Let's talk about it. So those are a lot of the fantastic things about this bike, other than it's probably the most fun of any bike I have ever owned and ridden, especially on the street. And I've owned quite a few of them. And off-road, it's nothing short of amazing. So if you've never ridden a 690, don't talk about it, don't guess about it, don't read no specs about it. Go ride one. Go ride one. Don't open your mouth if you've never ridden one and act like you know what you're talking about, because you don't. You have no clue. And you can sit there and write in the comments till the cows come home. I don't care. You don't know what you're talking about. You heard about the WR250R, fantastic bike. No comparison, apples and oranges. So, but the bad about this bike, to me, it's tall. It's a tall bike, okay? So it's not going to be for you short riders, but you can make it work. You can. Kuba link, down in the description. New seat, down in the description. You can get this bike down. You can make it work. You just got to have a little bit of creativity, and you can make this bike work for however tall you are. You can just make it work. My buddy, Storymoto, he's like 5'7" on a good day. Guess what? He's got a 690. It works. It works, okay? So you can do it. Okay, it's tall. Bummer. You can make it work. So don't let that hold you back if you want to own a 690. If you have any questions about that stuff, just let me know, and I'll do my best to help you out on getting that bike. Are they reliable? You hear all these guys on YouTube and forums and all this stuff. Man, I got thousands of miles on this bike. Never even a burp. This bike works perfect. It does great. It's all about the guy taking care of it. It's me taking care of it. I don't have any problems. I don't rag my bike. You go and look at these guys that have the reliability. They're going off of somebody else's word that basically usually rag dogs their bike and treats it like crap, and they don't take care of it, and it breaks down, and then they blame the manufacturer. Well, guess what? There you go. Sometimes you just got to look in the mirror. So, is it a reliable bike? I have never had any problems. Never had any problems. So as far as the oil changes go, and the oil, you know what? It takes a little bit. People complain about that. But guess what? Research, man. It's not that hard. It takes about 15 to 20 minutes to do an oil change. If you're you're kind of loafing, it can be done. It's not that hard. 2 oil filters, 1.8 liters of oil. Buy the oil in 4 liters, and guess what? You can save money. You can do an oil change for about probably $40. Whoopity-doo. It's a high-performance bike. Make sure you take care of it. Oil filters, get reusable ones. They're not that expensive. So once you do those, you just clean them, pop them back in, rock and roll over and over and over again. So remember, it's all about research. Research is king, man. Premium fuel only in these KTMs. They do have map selections for bad fuel or low octane fuel. That's kind of a bummer. But a lot of people think that it's the fuel that clogs, the fuel pumps, and it causes them to fail. No, it's people not cleaning around their actual billet, and they're getting dirt and trash into their tank, and that's getting sucked up, and that's how it fails. So it's always a good idea to carry an extra fuel filter if you own a KTM, but just pay attention, man. Clean your stuff up. Clean your stuff. Pay attention. I get it. Whoever made the design in the back here, I didn't get it. I don't get it. That's why I got a CJ Designs. But yeah, so, clean your stuff up, and then you won't drop trash in there, and then you should be good to go. But it's always good to carry an extra fuel filter if you're going out on an adventure. That way, if something happens, you can change that yourself. So also carry a little extra fuel. That always helps on your bike. It's kind of a bummer at 3.1 gallons. I don't think that's enough to do a real trip, but it works. It just depends if you plan your stuff out. So, but at the end of the day, what does it come down to? To me, final verdict on the KTM 690, is it a good, reliable bike? Check. Yes, I say it is. I don't care what anyone says. I think it's a fantastic bike. I've never had a problem with mine, but I also baby mine. I take very good care of my bike, and I do my intervals when I'm supposed to, and I do exactly what I'm supposed to, and I don't dog my bike, okay? Is it worth the money? I think it's a little pricey. I'm not going to lie to you, but I will say this. If you can hop on one, which a dealer's not going to let you ride a new one unless you go to a KTM days or something like that, but if you've got a buddy that's got one and he says, hey, man, pull that throttle, do it. Do it. And you're probably going to be off to go buy one. I can pretty much bet you. Because specs don't do anything. I don't care what you say. I've ridden a lot of bikes. There's not much that compares to this bike. And would I buy this bike again? You're dang right I would. As a matter of fact, I'm going to, because I like the direction that KTM's going, man. The KTM 690 Enduro R 2019. Yeah, buddy. I love it, man. A little more fuel. They upgraded the ABS. They put a few ride modes on there. They got the seat a little bit lower but kept the clearance. You bet your sweet butt I'd go buy one. Heck yeah, in a second. So I'm only getting excited for the future of it. But I love my 2017. This old girl, she purrs like a kitten. I love that bike. I love this bike. And like I said, if you can get out, go test it, man. You won't regret it. I'll guarantee you that. So anyway, 690ADV, 690ADV.com. Go get your free decals, guys. Go to that website, sign up. My name's Joe. And like I said, this is the KTM 690 Enduro R for Dummies. Hopefully that helped everything out if you're thinking about it, or if you've never ridden one and this may entice you to go ride one. Go do it. Have a fantastic weekend. Thanks for stopping in. We appreciate you. We love you at 690. 690 out.